This is Jarkko Aaltonen from Korpiklaani, and you are watching the Impact channel.
Hi everybody, our guest today is Jarkko from Korpiklaani. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you too.
So, what was your first inspiration that made you start playing music?
I think it was actually the band called Motorhead, and all the, not the music itself, but all the cool things that were like that you thought as a kid were going around, like in the music business, like all the women and alcohol and fancy lifestyles and that kind of things.
So it's the rock and roll side of the thing.
Yeah, I guess that was the first thing that sort of, come on, if someone says something else, they are lying. That's the reason why someone picks up the, like an electric guitar and starts playing rock music.
And what about the folk side of things? Because you're playing folk metal, so when did this come to the picture?
That is basically what happened when our lead singer, like when we grew up in the same village, like we're pretty much the same age, grew up in this tiny village, had the, like, started as teenagers having our own sort of metal bands or whatever they were at the time, and then later, around when he was maybe 20 or something, he moved up to the north of Finland, Lapland, and went to live with the indigenous Sami people there, learned their culture and the music, and started doing that kind of like complete folk music, like the Sami folk music. And he was doing that for a few years up there, and then he moved back south later, and then decided to sort of try to combine these, like the original love of heavy metal and the later addition of the Sami folk music. Of course, then later on we have moved away from the Sami tradition and gone to basically like the traditional Finnish stuff, but that is how it started anyway.
Is there any favorite place where you like to go to charge your batteries when you're not on tour?
I like to be at home. I think most other people as well actually enjoy home. Like, it's surprisingly nice place when you have to stay long times away from it. You realize how nice the home actually is.
So the Korpiklaani gigs are always big parties with lots of smiling people dancing around all over the place. How is it when, for example, you're very tired or sick or in a bad mood? How can you just charge yourself before the show to be able to perform such a big party?
Big part of that is actually the adrenaline surge of the beginning of the show. You get it, like that is what keeps you going even when you're really tired. And then once you get the show going and you have this nice interaction with the audience, that actually gives you a lot of energy. That is like playing in front of a good audience is really energizing experience itself already. So it's never that difficult to play a show or get yourself on stage. It's never difficult. It is on tour. Many other things are like just difficult there, but they are sometimes impossible. You get a text message and then it's just impossible. I cannot reply to this now. It's just too heavy work. But then you go play a show because that's what you do.
You've been all over the world already with Korpiklaani. You've been touring at many places. Do you have a favorite one where you always like to go back to?
Yeah, I like many places, but I really like touring the USA. I like that we're definitely there, like playing in a crappier venues than what we play in Europe, for example. Basically, the venues mostly are really bad, but the people are nice. The country is really beautiful. You go in like 4-week tour, you go around the whole subcontinent of North America. You get to see everything there is to see, like scenery wise. You get to spend time in Manhattan, you get to spend time in Hollywood. So that's a brilliant place to tour. I can recommend that to everyone.
And do you notice any difference in the fans' behavior? I mean, people from different cultures. Is there any difference between the ways they party in the shows?
Yeah, there are differences. Like not much, but there are. That we have, for example, wandered like some places where in some places people get completely wasted and have a wild party in the audience, and then the next place people are seem to be completely sober, and they have exactly the same kind of party going on. So people do party in different ways in different parts of the world. But there are no. I mean, maybe some in some European countries, people have become much more difficult to entertain. Because they get all the shows, like they get to see all the shows, and then it's maybe more difficult to get people going now. But it's not their fault; it's our fault if we cannot entertain them enough. But like here today, yesterday this venue had Saxon. Today is Sabaton and us and Tyr, and tomorrow it's going to be Morbid Angel. So it's going to be a nice weekend for people in Dublin. In that sense.
They're going to be broke afterwards.
Yeah.
Where is your strongest fan base?
I don't know. We started really well. Like when we started outside Finland years ago, I think we started to first grow in Germany and in that region. And then at the time, for example, France was completely dead to us. Like there's nothing going on. But if I think of it now we have plenty of shows in France. Lots of people come to our shows there. So I actually maybe France is our best market.
Is it?
Nowadays, I don't know, but it could be easily. It has really been really nice for us for a few years now. There are many other places as well. We have been fortunate enough that we have never really struggled anywhere that much. Like of course the beginning was difficult, like for everyone, but like nowadays we are rather okay, pretty much.
Can you remember a gig that you would call the gig of your life? A favorite gig that you ever had?
No, I really we've had plenty of really good shows, and I don't really particularly like think of them as like I mean I think of when the show is good. In my opinion, when the show is good is when we played well and when the band kicked ass. Regardless if there was 10 people or 10,000 people, I don't care about that then. I just like the fact that we sometimes are. There have been moments that we have been so good that I have thought to myself on stage that, oh crap, we are really good, and those are the great moments.
What do you think about Jonne's new project, this Jonne album?
It's interesting, definitely different, and I remember this. Jonne sent some like a year or whatever ago. Jonne sent some demos to us, and then some of them were like we were like maybe okay, it's gonna be a bit softer album from Korpiklaani the next album, but then it turned like we sort of the idea went into that it's gonna be his solo album then with those. Sorry about this. Itchy nose. But it's because there's lots of stuff that would not have really fitted on the Korpiklaani album. So it's cool that he did it this way. Now he can actually use all those songs that he had in that system. And it's a nice album actually. I did enjoy it quite a bit. Almost, although I told him already that it is too short. But I guess it's fine. And they have now been. They filmed the video and I think it's finished now, so it should be up on YouTube wherever as well, any day now.
Great. Can you please name your 5 favorite albums of all times?
Usually, when someone asks a question like this, the first album on the top of my head is always Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. But and that is still one of my favorite albums. But there are so many others. Like one really important album for me was No Sleep Till Hammersmith by Motorhead, live album. And then also as a little kid, the first album by Wasp was really big thing. Power Slave by Iron Maiden. Those kind of things. But there's so many I could list, like first 6 Black Sabbath albums anyway for your top 5, and that would be that. I'd be fine with that list as well.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.